Here we go with episode 14 of Orb on the Movements of the Earth. Last episode was pretty brilliant, so let's see what's going to happen to Badeni and Oxy. Let's see if Novak is gonna change his mind. Let's see if Violenta comes up. Let's watch it together. No. Oxy resist. See, he is worried about Oxy. I'm sure of that. I burned them. Yeah. Oxy. They are burned. Yeah. I hope Violenta opens the door. Oh, listen! Come on, I hope the other Inquisitor stops him. Because he said something coherent. I mean, Badeni was coherent. No, 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 Oxy. Ah, Novak. No! No, that's the second eye. No. No, 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 no. Ah, okay, I thought about Badeni's eyes. Yes! This isn't faith. Well said. Now you're here to do wrong things. Come on, you Inquisitor, stop him. Yes! Badeni under pressure like never before. No, yes, we don't have to. Because his eyes are so important. No, 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 no. He understands how does it feel. Yes, he knows the pain. Badeni. So he kept them, but he did the right thing, I think, because he knows Oxy's abilities over his eyes, so it's okay. But I think that those researches are not that important as much as others. Rafal. Yeah. Rafal was a good kid. And now he starts getting interested. Yeah, he was very young. Yeah. Because the purpose was more important than life itself. Of course, because when you're young, you have all the hopes of the world and all the dreams of the world. But I'm happy he saved Oxy. Well done. And now they are together, and I'm happy for that. No. Yeah, me too. I tell him about Annie, come on. Because he knows very well how does it feel to lose an eye. Inquisitor, help them to escape. That would be so great. No, I hope that you will not die. No, because Yolenta is alive. Ah, okay. Badeni, genius. Okay. Oh! Oh, that's true. Wow. Look, I hope that Badeni and Oxy can make it somehow. No, no, I'm not ready. Mm. But never say never. Yes. But I hope you don't die, Oxy. No. No. Yes. Of course. Not at all, yeah. Like Piast when he died. Then, but I hope that they don't die. Come on. Why do they have to die? So unfair. No. One day you will pay. One day you will definitely pay. Let's put our hope in these two at least. I'm happy that you lose the sight. Oh, yes. No, they are not. Your heart is heavy because your consciousness is dirty. No, please rebel. Violenta! Come on! Oh my! Tell her! Tell her! Please! Yes! 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 Welcome to reality, Violenta. Welcome. I'm so happy that she knows now. Please tell her everything, okay? Oh no. Violenta. No. Exactly, don't say anything. Okay, good. She said she doesn't remember. Go ahead. No. Oh! Wow. Oh, Anthony is the son of the bishop, but anyway. What? No, actually, she could solve that enigma, but. Oh, Anthony, I feel disgusted by you. No F way. Please don't torture her. No. No, 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 no. Yeah, to train them instead of doing something good in the world. That's good, that's right, what you said. A good impression. Different than you, for sure. Violenta, no F way. Oh no. You are the devil on earth, okay? Look at how merciful they are, huh? Yeah. Refuse. No, we don't want it to be. Refuse to do that. How can the son of the bishop do something like that? Please refuse to do that. Help her to escape. And you are the most disgusting human being alive over there. Don't do that. Don't do that. Who cares about the orders? Where's the morality of all these? Stop it. Stop it. Oh. Novak! See, Novak, you spent your life to do stupid things. Anthony, you are the devil inside the church, you know. Oh, come on, yes, rebel! Yes, I can't wait for that. Yes, so he's gonna help her to go out, alright? Please, release her. Release her. Yes. Yes! 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 Yeah, good job. Go, go, go. Novak, you have to repay the favor, you know? They saved your daughter and they also saved you. Go, 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 run away. Go, go, go. Good job. This is a man. Yeah. As a matter of justice. Uh, oh, yeah. A way of life. Memorable. That it was simply great, and I think that this episode makes you understand how powerful this story is. I want to start talking about Badeni and Oxy. Unfortunately, they died, and I feel so sorry for that because till the end, Badeni showed the greatness of his own character. He defended Oxy one more time just because he knew the amount of pain of these kind of tortures, and especially when Novak wanted to hit the eye of Oxy, he remembered the pain he suffered. So that's why we understand that when Novak in the previous episode said, look, let's play with your feelings now, I imagined that the torture would have increased so that Badeni could have said out loud what he thought about these documents. He tried to lie as much as he could, but at that time, when he saw that the eyes were about to be hit, then he reached his limit. Badeni, at the end of the day, made the right choice, no matter the consequences, but he didn't want Oxy to suffer as much as he suffered, because anyway, they were about to die. So that was pain, that was more pain than what they would have felt later, and it was useless to feel that pain because they understood that they had no escape anymore. So it was definitely pointless to do something like that. But at the same time, I want to say that Badeni revealed to be a good character, because not only he tried to protect Yolenta, not only he tried to protect Oxy, but at the same time what he said later about Oxy was so great. I admired that he decided that Oxy could have had the chance to have his writings be copied or be rewritten in the future. So it's like as if Badeni took a step back for the first time, and instead of being the one researcher who had to take the credit for everything, no, he took a step back and he decided that the one that had the chance to be remembered, let's say, or that his writings would have been found again, or would have been copied, yeah, or rewritten, whatever, was Oxy. And I think this was the best choice because Oxy showed to every one of us that you don't need these great intelligence to spread good things. The only thing you need is the passion you fight for those things. And I think that the way Oxy was explaining everything in his writings were clearly full of a passion. And the only one who knew these things that he was writing, let's say, was Violenta. Because if he burnt all the rest of the things, I mean, if Badeni burnt everything else, it doesn't matter if these papers are burnt or not, because everything stays here, you know. And Violenta has this huge mission right now. Okay, I will talk about Violenta later, but what I want to say is that Badeni once again demonstrated how intelligent he was till the end, without even thinking about himself first, but thinking about the other people. So I think that throughout his life he learned a lot, and Oxy was the protagonist of his learning process, because he felt betrayed before, and he realized that it's pointless to create a competition. It's pointless to hide your researches from others, because the most important thing is that the purpose is reached. And when he heard about Rafal, he understood that, yeah, it doesn't matter the age, it doesn't matter the expectations from that you have from your own researches. The most important thing is the goal. And Rafal ended his life poisoned himself because he didn't want to be tricked by others. He wanted to follow his faith till the end. And that made him very strong as a character. And in this case, Badeni learned the same. So it's pointless to escape. Let's face the consequences without your faith be taken away. And I think that this is the most important teaching in this story. To stand up for what you believe till the end, no matter the consequences, no matter the terror that is spread. The most important thing is that you keep believing till the end what you think. And nothing can stop your thoughts, because these thoughts will go on no matter what, through centuries, because this passing the torch makes your death not so powerful as it might seem. If you are recognized by the world somehow because you left something important behind you, death is not such a huge obstacle, you know. So I'm very proud of the choice that Badeni made, because it doesn't matter. I mean, those researches can still be alive because of another person who wrote those things in such a simple way. And this simple way will work because who's coming after can have the chance to remember what was said and to spread it again, to rewrite those things again. I feel sorry that they had to sacrifice themselves, but that's the price you have to pay for someone who wants to stand up against corruption, to stand up against impositions. That's the usual end that we expect from great characters, and those two made the difference. So I'm really happy to see that even Badeni and Oxy belong to this chain of legacy, that it's also called history, but this history, the process that was made until we reached where we reached, was magnificent. I think that they played a huge role in this story. And we don't know who's coming after for sure, but I think that without Badeni and without Badeni's choice, these will not go on as much as it should have been. So I think that Badeni made something good, that his choice was the best choice. What Oxy told him was great too, because they died exactly in the same way Piast died, with the most amazing scenario in front of them. And that's the best way to die, sincerely. And I agreed with what Oxy said when he said, no, we will not go to hell, we will go to heaven. Yeah, because let's stop thinking that just because you rebel, you will go to hell. These are church's impositions, but we understand how corrupted is the church, how evil is the church. So they should be the first ones to go to hell, and not the people who confront them and try to modify this corruption that is left inside these institutions. And what they are trying to do is just to rebel to all these, try to spread reality as it should be without being controlled by institutions who only want power on their side. I am sure that Badeni and Oxy will never go to hell. They will go to heaven for the courage they use, for the inspiration they will give to the next generation, thanks to their researches, as much as Rafal was giving inspiration for all of them who came after. So all these people who inspire, who have the audacity to confront all these, they will keep being remembered for sure. I admired Badeni's courage to face everything like this, to have even the courage to say, yeah, they were all lies, those documents are there, because even if you show these documents to others, you know that somebody else will reach that stage of knowledge anyway, because there will be always somebody else who will find it his or her own way to detect everything once again. And the hope now is Iolenta. I mean, it's so good to see that the hope resides in a woman in the 15th century, where women were considered zero. They were considered nothing, and they had no power, they couldn't say anything, they had to obey to the orders, they had to fulfill what the parents were saying. They had no personality. But in this case, Iolenta is the one who has the proper personality, who remembers the researches that they were making, and she was solving the enigma that Badeni put in the middle of the square at that time. So she's the most intelligent one left, and I'm so happy that Badeni chose to protect her by not saying anything about her. That was the smartest thing to do. But at the same time, once again, before talking about her, I wanted to praise the author of this story, because the condemnation of the church, especially in this episode, wow, the rate is quite high, because you saw these inquisitors that are doing such an immoral thing to Iolenta, but even to Badeni and Oxy. I mean, it doesn't matter the gender here. They just judge you as a heretic. And they have these clerical clothes that they show in front of people, and they pretend to be merciful, they pretend to be respectful, they pretend to follow God's words, but they are the first ones to be immoral, to be corrupted, to not have any sort of a faith, or they have a faith, but for them, faith belongs to money, belongs to power, belongs to status, and this faith doesn't correspond to our religious faith. So in this case, the incoherence, the hypocrisy, the evil feelings they have, because they always spread the thing that the evils are outside of the church. No, the evilness is inside the church. And once this evilness will be defeated, yeah, I think that the world will definitely be different. And nowadays is the same problem, because nowadays we have other sort of immoral issues regarding the church. And so you understand that the devil didn't leave the church. It's still inside. And that's why the author chose brilliantly the way to depict the church in this story. I admire the author of this story because he had the courage to expose not just what happens in the 15th century, he exposed something very recent. So it's good that you see that the author of the story has the courage, as much as in the story you have all the characters who have a courage to go on with their legacy thanks to their researches. That's the same. I mean, the author that is completely coherent with the main protagonists of this story, it's so awesome. These reflects the author's mind, and I really appreciate these. If we have to talk about Anthony, do you really think that that's a merciful priest? That he's even the son of the bishop? And that makes you understand the hierarchy, the power of the hierarchy. If you are the son of the bishop, you can give orders to others. If you are the son of the bishop, you can torture. You can do whatever you want, because all the things you will do will be kept silent. So the people outside of the church will never know these atrocities that they were making, because outside of the church they have another face. Inside of the church they have another face. This distinction of a personality that can scare, because you think that evil are outside and they can scare you a lot. No, personally speaking, I am afraid of these kind of people, because these kind of people don't have mercy. They don't have the pietas that I told you in the previous episodes. They don't. They lack of humanity. Did you see? I mean, he went there to take a tooth out from Yolenta's mouth. Okay, go ahead, do the rest. No sympathy, no empathy, no humanity. So why are they there? Why are they playing the role of the priests, and they are thinking that the church is great, the church is the words of God, a representation? Do you agree? I mean, this is so immoral. This is unfair. It's unfair that they have such power, okay? It's so immoral because they gain lots of money from donations, they gain lots of money for all the other things just to keep the church stable. And Anthony said it. He said, we pay lots of money to the inquisitors to have them here to do their job. See, those donations from the church, did you see where they go? To torture people. How can you believe in such an institution like that? I will never do that. Personally, I never trusted the church institution, and I will never. But judging from these episodes, you understand that the problem of the church doesn't come out because of recent events. Because, yeah, church has other problems, as I said. And I can't say it here on YouTube because otherwise the video will be blocked. But you understand what I mean. There's no need for me to tell you what I'm talking about. But these problems came from the beginning. From the construction of this institution that brought terror everywhere. That brought problems everywhere. One thing is if you believe in God, and one thing is if you believe in these institutions that they tell you that they wanted to spread the words of God. No way, okay? Talking about Novak. See, Novak, you did the wrong things. And now, if Jolenta was tortured, you would have ended your career. And your beloved daughter would have been tortured and killed. So, don't you think that you wasted your life? for all these? I mean, to be trashed away when you were not convenient anymore? Because Anthony said it. He said, Novak, now that the daughter will be tortured, yeah, let's kill him too, or let's get rid of him too, because we don't need him anymore. That's not a good image for the church. See, you are always replaceable. You're not essential. And I think that Novak, this is what you deserve actually. That's the main thing of karma. What goes around comes around. You did lots of evil things, you tortured lots of people, and now it would have been your turn. But Jolenta was freed. And I'm so happy for that. Because, first of all, Jolenta discovered who her father is. And I couldn't wait for this moment. I feel sorry that she discovered this when Oxy and Badeni died. But it's okay anyway. She discovered that Badeni and Oxy were killed. For the first time, she got in touch with the truth. She got in touch with the reality. Her father was, or is, an inquisitor. And inquisitor means terrorizing people. It means killing people. It means torturing people. Something wrong, right? So Jolenta finally had her disillusion. I was so happy she had a second chance, sincerely. Because that inquisitor who had mercy, on the contrary of Anthony, Novak, and whatever, he let her escape. And that was great, because you see that that person understood that things were wrong, understood that what they were trying to do to her was merciless, was abominous, and it was not fair. Even if Jolenta lied, yes, she lied because she was following Badeni's instructions, but to discover the heliocentrism is not something that you have to be tortured for. Jolenta had the chance to escape, and as a consequence, even Novak has a second chance. Because if Jolenta was killed, she was also going to be killed. So Novak, you still have the chance to change your mind. You still have the chance to understand that, like Piast, you wasted a part of your life believing in certain things, but now there is the revelation coming out. There is the second chance that destiny wants to give you. Would you like to pick it, or would you like to let it stay over there and end your life based on your convictions? I think it's better if you follow your daughter, if you shut up, and if you listen to what your daughter has to say, because your daughter is on another level, and she would have never done what you did. And she also has the proper intelligence to go on with this theory of the heliocentrism. So take it, because it will be definitely a way for you to change your life, to turn everything upside down, and to find faith somewhere else. Because if the faith is what you have done so far, that's not faith. That's just following the orders, and that's a huge difference. While Jolenta was having an image of her father that was a simply idealized one. And that's the worst thing, I told you already. That's the worst thing, to believe in somebody, and then you discover that that somebody is totally the opposite. Your life is changed forever. You will never forget the moment you realize who you were living with, because she was living with him, and she didn't know how many people she tortured. She didn't know anything about that. She didn't even know that he was torturing her friends. For what? For heliocentrism. Because they were heretics. But let me say one thing. I totally stand on the heretics and witches side, let me tell you, because at that time, lots of women were judged to be witches, even when they were not. That's a fact. That's because the church didn't want to admit the loss of their power. And even nowadays, church is losing power, because that's what has to happen. I mean, no matter how much you delay this process, it will happen. It's just a matter of time. But unfortunately, before reaching the goal, lots of people died because of them. And this is a fact. This is not just an opinion. The good thing is the strength they have. The strength that doesn't admit any repentment, any surrender. They don't want to surrender. These people are revolutionary because no matter how much it will take, no matter if we talk about death, they will contrast it. And they will always be remembered. The legacy will never stop. Because fortunately, history is there. And no matter if they failed, they will be remembered. I hope that in the future episodes there will be people who can remember about them. And they will not try to forget about them as much as Badeni made the mistake to try to erase Rafal somehow. No. Now that you know that he was 12 years old, you tried to erase a person who didn't care about life so much. He cared about the principles. He cared about the purpose. So even Rafal taught him something. So at least Badeni died by learning many things before dying. And this was great. It's never too late to learn new things. It doesn't matter the age, it doesn't matter your convictions, you always have the time to change. It depends if you want or if you don't want. But Badeni, thanks to Oxy, Rafal, Yolenta, he changed before dying. And that's why he will definitely rest in peace. And Oxy did the same. Before dying, he still had hope till the last second. He could read and write before dying. He could change his life. He could even write a book. He was full of satisfactions. So even if he had to die, okay, that's fine. At least I did something great before doing it. Even the peacefulness that you feel before dying, that's the huge thing to do. I mean, that's the great step. When you die and you know that you are proud of what you have done and that you have learned lots of things before doing it. So at least life was not meaningless. That's the real peace. The real resting in peace is this. To be proud and to understand that your life was not meaningless. So thanks a lot for this story. I appreciate it so much. And then let's see Yolenta. What does she do? Because now she could escape. Will she confront her father? Will she go away to another village and start everything from zero by remembering the researches? Let's wait tomorrow, episode 15 of Orb on the movements of the Earth. Thank you so much for the support and see you in the next video.